Number 6 on our list is about denying pattern reading by the defense, and what this means is to make sure that your opponent can't make a read on a play based on specific routes being run by your offense. So let's take a look at what this might mean. So in the article I talk about using the New England Playbook and the gun ace tight slots formation and honing in on the outside wheel patterns and how this could potentially hurt your opponent. So what this means is, say for example, Jordy Nelson's running that out pattern, and he runs there, and then as you can see the defense creeps up, and yada 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 yada. So what I mean by this is a user defender could key in on that route, could key in on one specific route to know what the overall play is. So this play is talking about make sure to use your route tree when it comes to running patterns. So for an example of a route tree is, so say a receiver could run a vertical pattern, just a simple streak. And so for example, I could put Crabtree on a streak. That's one route that's in that route tree. Another route he could run could be a curl. That's another route in that route tree, because both at the snap of the ball, both those routes look exactly the same. And you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell, is Crabtree running a deep streak or is he running a deep curl? So that's an example of that. Let me see if I can, yeah, so here's another example. See, Crabtree now is running that same route, same initial route, and then he breaks it off to a deep corner. So that's what you call a route tree. There's a lot of different routes off of that. So another one could be a deep out, a deep in. These are all routes that initially look the same, but then have a different result at the point of attack. So this is something that is advantageous to your offense, because what ends up happening is you might have an opponent who user defends this linebacker here and says, okay, he's going to run a streak, and he just kind of drops back and sits there. Well, then what's going to happen when you sneak in that curl route? Boom, and then now you hit the curl. So you go back and forth between attacking your opponent based on using this route tree process to attack your opponent. So another example we used was when you have Jordy Nelson on that deep route, the deep wheel route, you could throw that wheel route. They're going to sit on that, set their defense up, and then what you do is you attack them in the flat, for example. A good route tree off of a wheel pattern would be the following. So it's actually run by two different receivers, but that's okay. It's just trying to prove a point here. So what I mean by that is it's snap of the ball. You're going to see Crabtree is now the guy that's running the flat. So the flat goes out, flat goes out. Oh, but guess what? He doesn't break upfield. He sits in the flat, and then he gets upfield and gains big yards. Where if your opponent is reading that initial break, what they're going to see is that, oh, he's going to the flat. Yes, now I know he's going to cut back upfield. But now in that route tree, you have a route that is similar to the wheel pattern, but it's simply a flat route, breaks it off, sits and turns in the flat, a big gain. That can work vice versa off each other. So say you just run the flat route, flat route, flat route. Pretty soon they're going to start dropping a defender to defend against that flat pattern. Then you run the wheel route off of that, and now you have the ability to attack them not only in the flat from the wheel, but also vertically as the wheel cuts upfield. So using routes in the route tree is pretty important for the success of your offense. It's something I don't really think I have really thought about that too much. Working my offense in, but it's something that I definitely need to work in more, and it's definitely something I think that you guys at home should work in more.